11 లో రావు 11 సో ఆ రోజు
Yes. Yes, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್.
पानी पड़ा है इससे हाँ स्ट्रॉबेरी क्या
Welcome to the Dynamic Learning Hub of XLR at Andheri East. A prime spot conveniently located at just a 5-minute walk from LIC Andheri Metro. In our journey of over a decade, we have proudly trained over 2 lakh students. We have also been recognized by Deloitte, Silicon India, and other accreditation bodies. Experience learning like never before in our spacious and comfortable classrooms. With high-definition projectors and state-of-the-art acoustics in place, we ensure effective learning even to the farthest point in the room. The hybrid mode is a game changer as you can enjoy the benefits of a live classroom from the comfort of your home. Even if you happen to miss any classroom session, you can still attend the same session with the same trainer at the same time at your convenience, maintaining consistency in your learning progress. Want to get started? Join us for a demo or career chat over a cup of coffee at our Andheri branch. XLR. We don't just train, we build careers.
Yes, so the collaboration with XLR was an excellent one. We conducted a Power BI workshop with Advanced Excel over a span of 3 days. The workshop was almost 12 hours long in total. Mr. Karthik, who was an amazing trainer, helped the students understand the concepts deeply. I am sure that the students will be able to apply these concepts in their careers as well as their daily lives.
The trainer, Mr. Karthik, was an excellent person where he explained in very detailed manner on how to give great insights using very complex data sets.
So it was a machine learning workshop. We learned a lot from the course and it was a great experience attending the workshop.
The trainer was very helpful. He had a hands-on approach with his teaching and it was fabulous.
This was a great experience for me. So I would absolutely love it if XLR and its team would come again to our campus and conduct more events like this.
It was a great course and it started from basics and took me to a great extent.
The experience of the workshop was really nice. The feedback from all the students was positive. They understood the concept. The workshop was also practical based with some questions. The experience with XLR was very smooth. They helped us in conducting the workshop smoothly right from the booking of the vendor and deciding the course till the distribution of certificates. In overall, this workshop was a success during our Technical Fest Atmos, and I thank XLR for being a part of it.
was very much interested in learning digital marketing course for a very long period of time, but I don't get a proper platform. So later from our college, I get to know about XLR and I enrolled in XLR course. It was really good experience. Our course has been taken by Mayur sir, and he was very good teacher. He not only focusing on theory part, he is doing how real digital marketing works, and it was in total very good experience. I get so much of knowledge. Here they're not only focusing on study, they're also conducting different exam to test our knowledge, and as we are giving the exam, so to appreciate our work, they give certificates for the toppers, and along with the certificate they give hampers. Thank you, XLR.
Recently, I was searching for digital marketing courses online in Google, and I came across XLR, and I attended a digital marketing course which was for 15 days. My mentor Mayur helped me for attending these classes. So he is a very informative and helpful guy. In the course end, there is a exam which I topped. So I came to the XLR office in Bengaluru. This digital marketing course has helped my career and my skills to develop, and the certificate has helped my company to join. Thank you, XLR.
I came to know about this course from my college. Actually, for learning platform, this is very nice, and I learned from here ChatGPT and AI from online. Vikas is teaching for me for AI generative and ChatGPT. We are using this technology in more. And after finishing the courses, I came for collecting the certificate. I seen the classrooms and faculties. Classroom is very nice. After the completion of exam, they will give gift and certificates. Thank you, XLR, for giving these courses. I learned a lot from this.
Good evening, all. I hope my voice is audible to everyone. Kindly confirm me on the chat. Is my voice audible, students? Okay. So this trainer is joining. I will wait for 2 minutes, then we'll start the session. Kindly wait for 2 minutes. Good evening, sir. I hope my voice is audible to you.
Yes, miss.
Yes, sir. You can take over this class and can start the session.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, guys. So today I was planning to discuss upon database and concepts of database. So just have around 80 people. I guess people are joining now. Let's give them 2-3 minutes to join. And then we can start a very important concept for today. So I would want everyone to attend the session. Okay, let's give 2-3 minutes for everyone to join. I guess we should start, guys. High time. It was a very important, crucial session, so I wanted everyone to be a part of it. Okay, let's start. So today I wanted to discuss something on databases. Okay, so the programming language which you all will be asked a lot on in your interviews for database regarding is your SQL. Okay, so SQL you will be asked a handsome amount of. Okay, so SQL is a group of 5 different languages. They are DDL. Okay, so whatever fundamentals you all know, we'll try to wind up that faster and we'll try to come to the business end. Okay, on the SQL. And then you have one language also called as your DSL, also called as DQL. Okay, now there's a reason behind segregating the instructions of SQL into these 5 separate languages. Okay, and I'll show you on the example also of that. So the first important thing is wherever you'll have D, that will stand for data, and wherever you will have L, you start for language. Okay, so this is the cheat code. So data, language, and data, language everywhere. Wherever you will have T, there will be transaction. And wherever you have C, will stand for control. Okay, so this C will be control. And DSL is either data selection language, or query language. Okay, maybe. Okay, so and then data definition. So I hope you all are well versed with these terminologies. And manipulation language, right? Okay, so there's a reason behind categorizing SQL into 5 separate languages. I'll give you one simple example. Before going on to that, let's add the methods of DDL. So your create, alter has 3 flavors. You can add, you can modify, and you can drop. Then 3 you have rename, 4 you have truncate, and 5 you have drop. So these are all your DDL commands, right? Coming back to DML, so we have insert, update, and delete. These are your DML commands. And your data control language is for normally DBAs. You have a function called grant and revoke. Okay. And in your transaction control, we have functions such as commit, save point, and rollback. And then the most widely used is your select query. So if you all have command over these 14 commands, then you can confidently say that I have done SQL. So out of these, out of 14, how many commands are you well versed with? Can you put your on the chat? Can you put on the chat? So out of these 14 commands, I have expertise over these commands. Yes, anyone? Yes, guys, I'm getting some responses. Out of these 14 commands, where do you rate yourself that okay? So instead of starting from the scratch and going all over again, we don't have that much time also. I would just want to touch on the basic, some concepts. Okay, if you all feel that you all want to go into further detailing, you all can let me know. But whatever is required for the interview preparation, if I can do justice to that content also. So this is your civil engineer. So who prepares the structure of the object. So DDL will always work on the structure of the object. And your DML is your interior designer, let's say. Who will work on the interior of the object, the table. So DDL will always work on the structure of the table and DML will work on the interior of the table. So if I have and then you should also have understanding of something called as constraints. Okay, constraints in SQL. Who can list down some constraints for me in SQL? The constraints which we use. Yes. Anyone? See. I'll show you all some constraints. So if there is something which I want to auto increment, there's a constraint called as auto increment. So it will keep a track of the previous value, add one value and automatically generate the next number. So that is called as an auto increment constraint. Second, we have something called as unique constraint. So unique means non-duplicate values. Which values? You cannot duplicate those values. Three, we have a constraint called as primary key, or rather I would say not null first. Not null means you cannot keep it null. No null. Okay. No null values. No duplicate values. Then third, we have a fourth, we have a constraint called primary key, which is a combination of unique plus not null. So if I give any attribute primary key, then that value has to be unique also and should not be null also. Because unique will accept nulls. Always remember this. Unique will accept null values because each null is unique. Each null in SQL is a unique one. So two nulls are not same. Then fifth, you have the default. So if you don't want to specify value again and again, you can set a default value. Then you can have a check constraint also. If you want to put a restriction on a table. So if you want to say that gender should be equal to M or F. Apart from this, you don't want to put any character. Or if you want to say age should be greater than or equal to 18. Or if you want to say price should be greater than or equal to 0. So if you want to put something of this nature, then the constraint ideal to use in that case would be your check constraint. Okay, or auto increment, unique, not null, primary key, default, check. Anything else which you guys remember, which are there in the SQL constraints? We have foreign keys, but that would be mostly used in the relationships. Okay, that is to establish relationship. That is where we use foreign keys. Okay, so these constraints in SQL. So now my focus would be more on interview-related questions which they ask in SQL. So if I have a table, assuming a small student table, simple roll number, name and percentage. Keep it simple. Roll number, name and percentage. And I have used auto increment to increment the value of the roll number. Okay, so my roll number value is R, name of the student, and his percentage. Okay, so roll number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Whatever name you feel. Now, my question to you guys is, if I want to delete record for Ben, how will I delete that record? Who can write the query to delete the record for Ben? Okay, now if I insert the next record, so if I have to insert LCID, what roll number will be generated for LCID, guys? What roll number will the system generate for the record LCID? Because as I said, roll number I am using auto increment. Yes, it will generate me the roll number as 5, correct. Okay. Now, if I want to delete the record for Ben, what SQL query should I fire? Can you post on the chat? The delete query to delete customer Ben. Yes, the query should be something like this. Delete from whatever table it is, student, where name like that. Correct. If I wish to delete all the records from the table, then what do I do? Then what should be done? Who can tell me? Delete from table. Okay, so the database which I'll use for practice. Okay, you all can use SQL on any databases, whichever you all feel convenient. Let me use my SQL for practicing over here. So in my case, I will stick with. Okay, so let me open up my SQL, and maybe I'll show you on that. Let me know once you're able to see my screen. Okay, so let me make a batch for you guys. Interview prep batch. Okay, so right now we have only 0 tables in our program. So if I have to delete all the records. So where were we? We were here. So if I have to delete all the records, I have 2 options. I can also execute a DL query, and I can also execute a DML query. So what effect will it have when I execute? So what my question, let's say I rephrase my question. What is the difference between delete and truncate? Very commonly used, commonly asked questions for your freshers. What is the difference between delete and truncate? So first difference is on the board. You can say delete is a DML query and truncate is a DDL query. Yeah. So first difference between delete and truncate. Now understand this, okay? So I'll not go into the table creation and insertion. This I assume you all already know that much. We'll try to take those questions which might be tricky for us in the interview. Okay, so first difference is this is a DML command and this is a DDL command. Okay. Apart from this, can anyone tell me more? DMLs needs to be committed. So need to be committed to save changes. So if you're executing a DML command to make sure that the changes have been permanent, you need to commit those changes. So you have to execute the commit statement. Truncate, on the contrary, don't have to commit it. As it is a DDL command, it will automatically commit itself. So no need to commit. This auto commit. Okay, now once I do a delete, I have a possibility of rollback. So if I want to undo my changes, possibility of undo the changes by rollback. So you can undo the changes by rollback. But once I do truncate, as it is saved permanently, no rollback allowed. So the record will be deleted and you cannot even roll back them because then delete, I can delete individual records also. Works on individual rows. So delete, if I want to execute a delete command where roll number equals to 1, delete from employee where R number equals to 1 will delete that particular record only. And if I do delete star from student, will delete all the student records. So for delete, I have both the options. But here, this works on the database, data pages, you can say rather. So what are data pages is, so your delete works on data rows, no? This works on data pages. Now what are pages? Let me show it to you. So if let's say I have 1000 records in a, so if I have 1000 records in a table, or let's say if I have 500 records, let's keep it simple. So one page, let's say, can store 100 records. One page can, let's say, store 100 records, or let's say it can store 1000 records. So total, if I have 5000 records, I have. So total, I have 5,000 records. Records means rows. I have 5,000 rows. So one page will store 1000 records. So record number 1 to record number 1000. And then record number 2 to record number 2000. Like this. So how many pages will I have? I'll have 5 pages, right? This was 1001, no? Should be 1001 to 2000. Record number 1001 to 2000. Record number 2001 to 3000. Record number 3001 to 4000, and record number 4001 to 5000. So these are the pages. Page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When I execute a truncate, it deletes pages wise. Truncate, when I use delete, it will delete page wise. So truncate will be executed 5 times, let's say. So it works on the data pages. But when I delete if I execute the same command, okay? If I execute to the naked eye, it will look that both are doing the same job. And if I do truncate table, to the naked eye, it will feel that it has done the same. But how many times has this executed? This statement has executed row by row by row. So this has executed 5,000 times. And this has executed only 5 times. So you will say delete is slower. And truncate is faster because it is deleting pages by pages. It is very fast. Okay, one more thing. If I do a delete star from this table, it will clear up the entire table. And I did delete star from student. When I insert the next record, the auto increment counter will not be refreshed. The next record will again come now 5. So even though the record was cleared, the auto increment counter was not flushed. That was still had in memory the last record, that was 4. So now when it inserts, the next record will always start from 5. If I had done truncate table, it would have again started from the scratch. So this will reset the auto increment, Okay. So this will not reset the auto increment. So not reset the auto increment. Okay. So, and here logs will be recorded, because if I want to undo my changes, if I want to do a rollback, so it will read from the logs. The logs will be generated for each statement, so that we can later on use for recovery purpose. So 5,000 logs will be generated. Here no logs are generated because as you cannot do undo, so no logs are generated. Okay, so you all should be comfortable in answering such question. What is the difference between delete and truncate? And this also defines the difference between DDL and your DML statements. So those statements which come under DML have these attributes, and those which come under DDL have these attributes. Okay, this is one thing which I wanted you all to understand. Another thing which I wanted, okay, there is a, okay, so if I have this data set, assuming in which I have a roll, okay, roll number, and if I take student, okay, if I take first name and last name and date of, okay, city of birth and date of birth and let's say if I take person. Okay, this is my student table now. Now using which attribute will I uniquely identify each student? Which is that attribute which will help me uniquely identify each student? Yes. Try to understand this question, okay? This will help you all a lot in your interview. So you are saying roll number. Everybody is saying roll number. So that is my identity attribute, right? Which uniquely identifies. So this is my identity attribute or my primary key, whatever you all understand. You will either use identity attribute or primary key. Okay. As it cannot be duplicated, you can usually identify. So let me add some student details now. Now, this is what I want you all to understand. Okay, let's try to check this out. So now, if I do not have any primary key in this table to uniquely identify the record, then what do I do now? Then how do I uniquely identify the record? Yeah, how do I accurately say this 78.5 is of which student? Then what do we have? What provision do we have? Then we have a concept of candidate keys. Now, if I don't have one column to uniquely identify that record, so what I will have to do is, yes guys, am I audible to you all? So if I don't have one column to identify, then I have to make a group of columns, and that group of column value should not be duplicated. So can I uniquely identify with the first name only? If the primary key is not there, is the first name a able substitute that using first name we can uniquely identify the record? Yes, no, maybe. No, because it is getting duplicated. So if I club the first name and the last name, now is it sufficient for me to uniquely identify the record? If I club these two columns together, can I still uniquely identify a record? No, because even the first name and last name is having duplicacy, right? If I club the first name, last name, and city of birth, can I uniquely identify a record? No, because we have various people for the same first name, last name, and city of birth. Okay, now can I combine all of these together? So now if you observe, there will not be a single column which is, if I combine all these together, then I can uniquely identify a record, because all this combined is never duplicated in the system. So Rohit Sharma of Mumbai, born on 12/8/1999. There is no record which is matching these four attributes in this database. So when we don't have one single attribute on which you can uniquely identify the record, then we have a group of candidates. Okay, these are my candidate keys. What are these? These are my candidate keys. And so these candidate keys will come together and now form the primary key. So now when I will form the primary key, earlier what I was doing, earlier if I had integer roll number, Okay, if I had roll number of integer size 3, I would just directly say primary key is roll number. Okay. But now, as I don't have roll number and I have last name where care of, let's say I'm just taking value as 10 and city of first name, okay. First name, last name, city, and your date of birth. Now, when I have these 4 attributes, there's no primary key. Then my primary key will come like this. The first name, comma, last name, comma, city, and comma, DOB, all combined together will form the primary key. And now there cannot be any duplicate values of these 4 combined. So there cannot be another record in the database table of Rohit Sharma, Mumbai, 12 August 1999. This part can be same, but there has to be changes somewhere. So this is 12th September, this is 12th December, and this is 12th October. Okay, this 12th August 99 is same, Mumbai is same, Sharma is same, but here Virat has been different. So there has been some difference. Okay, so if there is not there, a single primary key is not there, then you will form a primary key using various other attributes, and that part will not be duplicated in that table. Okay, so if I am having a scenario, let's say a many-to-many scenario. So you all I hope you are comfortable with many-to-many. So now if I have a actor and movie, okay, if I have a actor table and a movie table. Actor table is actor number, actor name, and actor age. And movie table is movie number, movie name, and movie release year. Okay. So what do we do in a many-to-many relationship? We form a third table. We form a third table referencing the primary key of both the tables, right? So actor number, actor name, and age, movie number, movie name, and which year it released. And then here I can have these 2 attributes I can combine. So the primary key of both get reference in the third table. So this was my primary key. And if this was my primary key, then both the primary keys get referenced over here. Have I not shared my screen, the paint screen? Yes, guys. Now actor underscore movie. Now it's visible, right? And both the primary keys, they get referenced over here as foreign keys. A number and M number. Correct? This is how we make a many-to-many. So this is my foreign key. And this is also a formula. Without a formula. Okay. So here I can have a primary key because I can have unique values. So that value will not be repeated. Okay. So I have this value will not be repeated. So here SRK, let's say if I say 57 and 2 Akshay Kumar and 55, let's say. Take option, let's say Deepika Padukone 42, let's say. Okay, and then we have movies. So if I have one, and if I say movie is Chennai Express, and year is 2000, let's say 10. Movie is 2. Okay. Give any name, any movie of Akshay Kumar. Let's say Rowdy Rathore. 2015, let's say. And any other movie, 3. Okay. Jawan 2023. Okay. So if I want to populate this now, if I say 1 and 1 means what? Actor number 1 has acted in movie number 1. That is Shah Rukh Khan has acted in movie number Chennai Express. And actor number 1 has acted in movie number 3. So one actor, many movies. And one movie, that is Chennai Express, has many actors. So here, can I make this A number as primary key? No, because value is duplicated. Can I make M number as primary key? No, because value is duplicated. And how do we make a primary key in the third table? If this interview question is asked, what will be the primary key in the third table? So one argument is you can say I will make a row ID over here. Okay, this also you can argue or you can put your point forward. So in this table, I will make a row ID. And this row ID column will be my primary key because each row will be having unique row ID values. Each row will have unique row ID values. So this is one point you can put forward. Okay, but then here the interviewer will cross question you, then here I am adding extra column, so cost is being increased. Okay, so each column will add extra cost to the table. So if I do not want to add this, now what is the option of me having a primary key in the third table? So what would be your answer to such question? Let's see. Put it on the chat. Whoever has an answer, put it on the chat and then I'll disclose the answer. Yes, anyone? Have you all been, has SQL session been conducted for you guys in college in your respective streams? So I see a lot of cold replies today in when I'm talking with regards to database. So either you all are well versed with this technology, or maybe I was assuming a lot from you guys, and you all are not well versed with these terms, one-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-many, and how to create the table, how to query the tables. So my question is, how will you make a primary key in this third table? The answer lies over here. Answer lies over here in this one. When there is one column is not sufficient to uniquely identify the record, then we have a group of columns to uniquely identify the record. And that group of column value will not be repeated. So if in this table over here, if I add one more column, that how much fees did that person charge while doing that movie? Okay, so if I make one more column over here, and if I say how much fees did he charge for the movie? So if one means how much did Shah Rukh Khan charge for Chennai Express? Let's say 500 units. Units can be lakhs, crores, whatever. Then how will we read this? This we will read how much did actor number one, that is Shah Rukh Khan, charge for Jawan? Let's say 700 units. And how much did actor number that Deepika Padukone charge for Chennai Express? So I will say 300 units. So now I am 100% sure that these two attributes will never be repeated, because once I have mentioned the fees for Shah Rukh Khan for that movie, I cannot have a duplicate entry for that record. So there will not be, now in my entire table, this record will not be duplicated. 1, 1. This will not be there because I cannot write over here 800. So this will create insertion anomaly, that actor number 1 is the actor number 1 for movie number 1 has charged 500. How come this record again added? So that's why whenever we will create the actor movie table, we will write it like this. So you will create the A number, which is the int of 3. You will create the M number, which is the int of 3. Then you will make them as foreign keys. So you will say foreign key, which column, A number, where is it referencing from? Where is it referencing from? References the actor table, primary key A number, comma. Same, I can put a foreign key for M number also, because this M number is a foreign key, but it is now referencing which table? Movie and M number. If I close the create statement over here, If I close the create statement over here, if I hit enter, then it will only check for the foreign keys that one should be an active value in the A number. It is there. One should be an active value of the movie table. Yes, it is there. It will just check for that. So now if I enter over here 1, it will accept it. It will accept it. But this will lead to data anomaly. If I try to insert 1 and 4, it will not accept it because there is no mapping primary key for 4. And if I enter 4, 1, it will not accept it because there is no mapping primary key for actor number 4. But if I enter 1, 1, it will accept it as many times I enter over here because they are mapping keys. So that's all what it is looking for. But is this data normal? So I will tell once I have this 1 and 1 in the table, again it should not be duplicated. So what will I do then now? I will make a primary key also in this table. And that will include the A number, comma, M number. Now this signature will not be repeated in the entire table. And then here I will close my table. I will getting guys what I'm trying to show you all. These are small things on which the interviewer will try to gauge how good you all are at understanding of data, your database technologies. So creation, insertion, deletion, updation, you all know, but how to use your primary keys and how to establish relationship between the tables, that is very frequent, and these are all frequently asked questions. Difference between truncate and delete. If I have a table which doesn't have a primary key, then how will we uniquely identify a record? So you can say we can have collaborate multiple columns together and then form a primary key. But that set of value will not be repeated. Now if I try to enter 1 and 1 again, it will throw an error for me. That primary key constraint violated. Okay. So 1 to 1, 1 to many. These you all know. Then also I wanted to discuss something about okay. I wanted to discuss about group by. That is a very gray area. So gray area is group by. Okay, I'll keep the slides open for you all. If you all want, I'll push it to the GitHub repo if you all are willing. Okay. Any idea how we work with group by and what it does? So if I fetch a data for you guys and I ask you all a query, can you all help me with the group by? If I have this data set, my screen visible to you all? Okay. Can you display me the total number of males and total number of females working in my company? Okay, let me increase the number of females. Okay. So let me increase the number of only one female working. Okay, so let's increase the number of females. So let's pick Emily. Emily, who is a female. We have Chris, right? So let's make it Christy. Let's make this employee Christy. And let's make this Jack also as a female. Okay. You can give any name to this Jack and Sarah. Sarah. Yeah. So now can you show me gender-wise count of employees? How many males and how many females do I have in my company? Yes. Those are well versed with database can write the queries. Data is in front of you all. So imagine this is an interview and the interview is asking you all a question based on the data set. And is asking you. So remember, whenever they will come wise, always go with group by. Gender wise, city wise. When you have such questions, you go with the group by. So, but group by has a group by has to always work in conjunction with the aggregate functions. Remember this, guys. So whenever you are doing group by, it is mandatory that you are going to do some group by function. You are going to do some aggregate function. So group by will always work with the aggregate methods. What are the aggregate methods? Okay, these are basic things. This I guess you all know. So I will not waste much time on that. Okay, so these you all know. So whenever you are doing group by, from this you have to use one method along with it. Else, no purpose of using group by. So here, what I'm trying to do is I want to show the output as like this. Female, I have 4 employees, and male, I have 5 employees. This is my expected output. So what should be the query for this? So male, this is the gender, and this is the EMP count, right? So if you want output of this nature, so whenever we are doing group by, what we normally do in group by is we form categories of that data based on a particular attribute. So if ever I have to categorize this data based on the gender, it will look something like this. It will look something like this when I do a group by gender. So it will form one big group of one value, that is F, and it will form one big group of the second value, which is M. And now once you have formed the groups, then on that group, what you want to do, you can use any of these aggregate functions. So I want to do a count. Okay, so I want to do a count. So I will say now, see how this is done now. So always first have the image of the output in your mind. So whenever you are doing querying, always first have the image of the output in your mind. So if you are expecting this output, what will you have to select to get this output? To get this output, you will select first the gender, comma, and which aggregate function? The count. And whenever I do count, I will say count star. Now, if I do count star, it will display count star as a column name. I want to change the column name, so I can use the column alias as employee count from emp, and then I can say group by which attribute, group by gender. So it will display me the gender. Each unique value it will display me. Each unique value in this, each distinct value. So I have only two distinct values, female and male. And for each distinct value, I will do the group by. And I will do what? Count the number of records. So 1, 2, 3, 4 will display me 4. And count the number of records 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will display. If I take this query and try to run it, let's check what it will do on this database. So here the table name is JDBC employee. I take the SQL query over here and I try to hit this over table name is JDBC employee. Okay, and let's try to hit it and check if everything goes good. I should get the count of employees gender wise. See, I get it. 1 female and 8 males. So like this, you can try to execute your query. Okay, now the same question I give it for you all to practice. Now, who can tell me what should be, who can display the total salary I am paying gender wise? Who can write the query of the total salary gender wise? So what is the total salary of all the females? 19 plus 1100, 3000, 3900. So 5500. Right? 16 plus 25, 25 plus 3, 55. So I want the output like this. Female 55,000 and males 900, 30, 18, 36, 36 plus 19, how much? 55. Okay, in this case, both are 55. So if I want this as my output, what query should I write? Okay, who can tell me the maximum salary of each gender? Okay, or maximum salary gender wise. Who can tell me maximum salary gender wise? Who can help me with this query? Maximum salary gender wise. So what is the maximum salary in the female? 1900, male also 1900. So if I make this as 29, then my expected output will be, for male it is 1900 and for female it is 1900 and for male it is 2900. So how will we check that? So what will you write? Select gender, and then as I said, whenever you're doing group by, you have to do some aggregate. So you will say max of each column, max of salary from whatever table name you have, and then group by the particular column on which you want to. So I'll say group by gender only again. Okay, who can display me the average salary Work mode wise. Work mode wise average salary. What is the average salary of those who are working from home? So 1900, 1900, 2900, 900. 4 people are working from home. Their total salary is 19 plus 19, 38. 38 plus 29, 6700. 6700 plus 900. So 67 plus 9, 7600 is the total. Divided by 4. That is the average salary of those who are working from home. Working from office, what is the average salary? 1100, 900, 2000, 3600, 3600 plus 900, 4500. So 4500 divided by 4 is the average salary for the work from office, and the hybrid there is only 1%. That is 900 divided by 1. So how will we calculate that? Yes. Select gender, comma, max salary from employee. Yeah, that I did. Select salary, comma, average of work from home. No, work from home is not a column name. You will find the average of a column name, not a column value. The average of work mode. And you haven't completed the query. You have to do group by. So that it shows 3 outputs. It shows me 3 outputs like this. WFH, WFO, and hybrid. So it shows me 3 output like this. So it is select work mode, comma, average salary from employee, group by work mode. Yeah, that is correct. If I try to hit this code, if I try to hit this query, see what happens over here. Okay, so if I had any copy, select, what did I do? Select work mode and comma, average of the salary as, so you can say average, you can rename the column, average salary from JDBC and group by work mode. So this query should be sufficient to show us, see, this is the hybrid is earning, and if I want to show higher to less, so if I want to show which is that which I have highest value, so I can add order by to the same clause. So to the same query, we can use order by also. So group by work mode and order by which column? Order by the average salary column in descending order. So it will, whatever data I have got, it will order that data as per the descending order of the average, descending order of the average salary. Here I use the column name. If I try to order by the column alias, let's see if it works. So if they show you the code and you can try. So if I try to order by the column alias, see if it works or not. If it works, well and good. I guess it should work. I guess it should work. Yes, it is working. So once I have a column alias, I can use that also for ordering. Getting it, guys? So group by was one of the gray areas which I wanted to highlight. One of the gray areas is joins. Very much used and very much asked in the interview as to what are joins. So who can tell me what is a join and what are types of joins? So if I have intersection and union are used on the queries also. If I want to play around with 2 tables, so let's say if I show you on the data over here. So let's say, let me open up some other database and show it to you. Maybe that will help you all understand better. Okay, I had a joins video. I had a documentation made for types of join. Maybe I'll explain with an example of that. That would help us understand better. Are you able to see my paint screen? Okay, I am able to see the Excels which I am sharing. Yes, correct. Types of joins are correct. But what they do, now are you able to see the Excel sheet which I am trying to share? Okay, now see, I've made this data set. Let's try to explain y'all in very easy terms as to what are joins. So these are the types of joins which we have. Okay, inner join, left join, right join, cross join, full join. We also have a self join wherein we can join one table to itself. So these are various types of joins we have. Inner join is very straightforward. This is the default join also in most of your Oracle database vendors. This is the default join. So if you don't specify the join, let me fetch my charger. Okay, see. Now what is in this inner join? Each matching record from the left table is compared with the matching records in the right table only on a particular column. So if I take A number as the column, so 1 on the left table has how many matching records in the right table? This 1 in the left table has how many matching records in the right table? 3. So if this is the data of the hotel and this is the Aadhaar number of the person who checked into the hotels, okay, and which hotel name and for how many days they stayed over there, okay, how many days they stayed over there. So this is the hotel, the Aadhaar number 1 stayed in this hotel for 3 days and Aadhaar number 1 stayed in this hotel for 2 days. Aadhaar number 2 stayed in these hotels for these many days and there is no data for Aadhaar number 3, 4, 5, 6 of any hotel. Aadhaar number 7 stayed in this hotel, 8 stayed in this hotel, and this is the data about a person, maybe some celebrity, some politician who stayed in the hotel, but due to some privacy reason did not disclose Aadhaar number, some safety reasons. So is null, and he stayed there for 3 days. And this is the data set, data which I received from the hospital. In that, I got the data that Aadhaar number 1 but stayed in this hospital for these many days. Aadhaar number 1 stayed in this hospital for these many days. This hospital for these many days, blah, 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 blah. Now, if I do an inner join on the hotel and the hospital table, what data will be removed? How much data will be returned to me? So inner join means you have to first choose a common column. So let's say the Aadhaar number is the common column which I choose for in both the tables. Okay, there should be some mutual column over here. So now Aadhaar number 1 in the left table has how many matching record in the right table? So it will be matched with each. So this one will be mapped with 3 records over here. So see over here. This record of 1, 3 Conrad will be mapped with each record on the right table. So this one Conrad 3 mapped with one Jahangir 8, one Conrad 3, one Jahangir 8, one Conrad 3, one Ruby 9, one Conrad 3, one Inlex 10. So total this will have 3 matching records in the right table. This yellow record will have how many matching records? Again, roll number 1, right? It has 3 matching records. So one Taj 2, one Jahangir 8. One Taj 2, one Ruby 9. And one Taj 2, one Inlex 10. This 2 has how many? So this has 3 matching records. So total 3 records. This 2 has how many matching records in the right table? 2. So 2 Sagar 2, 2 Ruby 8. 2 Sagar 2, 2 Ruby 8. And 2 Sagar 2, 2 Inlex 9. This 2 has how many matching records? Again 2. So 2 Centlon 5, 2 Ruby 8. Centlon will have 2 matching records. And this lemon tree has how many? 2. So 2 over here also. This 7, does it have any matching records over here? No. So 0. This 8, does it have any matching records over here? No. So 0. And this null, each null is unique. No 2 nulls are same. So this null also does not have a matching record over here. This null and this null is not same, guys. This null and this null is not same. So return 0. So total it will give me how many? 3 plus 3, 2 plus 2 plus 2. So total give me 12 records. So inner join will return me 12 records. Like this. And then we can do a group by or whatever task you want to do. So if I show you all the data set practically, and then I'll try to show all the queries. So let me show you all this. So you can use the joins. So if I have this data set which is having list of customers, these are the list of customers I have. Okay, so let me arrange them for you all onto a fresh paint screen so you all can view it properly. So understand the join properly because they will ask you all a question on join a lot in the interview. If you have any gray areas, let me know so that we can check that out. Oh, so now if I have this data set in front of me, Okay, I'll share my screen. Then we'll do the query. So if I have this two database, this is my customer table, and this is my orders table. Two tables I have. Customer and orders. So one customer can place many orders. So if I do a inner join of both the tables, how many records will it return to me? Any guesses? Okay, so this is the customer ID. This is my common column over here. So keeping this column as my common column, the customer ID column. Keeping this column as my common column. So it will take this one and it will map with all the matching records in the right table. So it will take this record. Let me try to reduce the size. And then all the matching records of customer ID 1 over here. This is one customer ID 1 record. It will take this and add it over here. If I do a select star, then we can add the column names also on top. It will display like this. Customer ID 1, customer name, phone number, city, gender, order ID, order date, customer ID, and price date. So this now record on the left table matching with how many records in the right table now? First record I showed. So this will match now with one. This is matching with this record. Maybe I can move towards the right a little bit. So it is now customer ID this. So it is matching with this record. Over here. Again now this record in the left table, so it is over here already. So I'll just take it over here. Is mapping with how many record in the right table? 1, 1, 1. This record. It will go here. This. And there is no more matching records. Then take the 2, customer ID 2, is matching with how many records in the right table. So each record in the left table and in the right table only the matching records. How many matching with 2 over here? So this is matching with 2. Matching with 2. Then, so once you have this data, then you can always do a group by and then do whatever task you want to perform. So let me show it to you all over here. Okay. So I have customer and I have order. So let me do an inner join and check what is the output. If I try doing it manually, it will take a lot of time. So I'll directly show it to you all over here. If I do a select star, from my left table is customer customer. And then if I do inner join, which table, orders, using which common column? What was the common column? Cus underscore id, right? Cus underscore id. So you can say using cus underscore id. If I just hit this, and if I do a go, see what it has done now. See here. This Akash, one Akash mapped with these many records. 2 Aman mapped with these. 3 Neha, 4 this, like this. So if I want to now display how many orders each customer has, number of orders customer wise. So what will I do now? Just do a group by on the customer name and do a count star as the aggregate function. So of this data, I have got this data, right? So of this data, just display what? Don't do a just underscore name and do a count as the aggregate function. And once you have got this data, just do a group by on the cus underscore name. It will give you the customer wise number of orders. See here, Akash 3, Aman 3, Mega 4, Pulkit 3, and Neha Pulkit. Now, if you want to put it in the from high to low, if you want to give from who has give the higher number of orders, so same thing, just say order by and order by this descending. So we'll display. Getting it? So if you want to show the top 2 who have placed the highest orders, so you can do a limit. So you can set a limit. Okay, set a limit of 2. Set a limit of 2. Of that, only show me the 2 records. So we'll show the top 2 after descending order. Put a limit on the output, so we'll give you like this. So this is how you can play around with the data guides. Once you have the data in front of you, then how you can do the group by. Okay, this was your inner join. Then you have left join. What happens in the left join is whatever returned by inner join plus all the non-matching records in the left table, and towards the right you will say null. So this record mapped with 3 records. So I show over here the left join. You see over here. This record mapped with 3 records. This record comes over here. The second yellow one has 3 records matching. So that also has 3 records over here. This 2 has 2 records over here. So 2. This also has 2. This also has 2. Now this 7, 8 and null, they have no matching records. So take them as it is, replace with null towards the right. So take them as it is, as substitute with null towards the right. So this will be your left join. So all the unmatching records on the left table substituted by null towards the right. Same goes with the right join also. All matching records. So for this 1, 3, for this 1, 3, for this 2, 2, for this 2, 2, for this 2, 2, for this. Okay. Now for this 3, there is no matching record. So on the take all the records on the right table who don't have any matching and add it and substitute by null towards the left. So that is your right join. And full join is inner join plus left plus right. So inner join is, okay, see, inner join is 12, left join is 12 plus this 3. Right join is 12 plus these 5. And full join means inner join plus left join plus your right join. That will give you a full join. See over here. Inner join will give you 12. these 3 from the left join, and these 5 from the right join. This will give you a full join. Now, where we use them in our actual use cases, okay? That is what I want to show you all. So if I say, can you display me the names of customers who have not placed any order? Can you display me names of all customers who have not placed any order? See, customer number 6 and 7 have not placed any orders. There is no order for customer number 6 and 7. So what we can do over here is we can do a select star from. Now the table which I write first is my left table. And then if I do a left join on my orders, using which common column? Cus underscore ID. So this one has 3 mapping, so we'll display them. This 2 has 3 mappings, so we'll display. This 3 has mapping record, will display. This 4 has mapping record, will display. This 5 has mapping record, will display. This 6 and 7 have no mapping records, so they will be displayed and mapped with null towards the right. And once I have that, I can put a filter. Once I have that, I can always put a filter and remove the record. See. So now I'm doing the left join. Okay, I'm using the left join. See over here. This Akash had 3 matching records. Aman had 3 matching records. Neha had 3 matching records. Megha had 3. Megha had 4. And Pulkit had 4. Virat and Rohit had no matching records. So their name has come over here, substituted by left over here. So now once I have got this data, I will just say where order ID equals to null are those customers who have not placed any order. So once I have this select star, I can now just customize my query. Now I don't want to display select stars. I will want to display cus name and where ord underscore id is null. So display me from that data set only those customer names whose ord is null after doing a left join. And these are the guys whose ord is null. Means they are there in the left table but not there in the right table. So that's why you can filter out the records. Okay, do a group by, do a filter out. All we can try to do. We can join multiple tables. So with using joins, we can keep on joining 1 table, 2 tables, and multiple table join we can create. Guys, attendance has been shared. Mark your attendance also. Yes, guys. I will understand what is. These are basic questions of your SQL. You all should be able to answer these elementary or fresher level questions. Anything else you all have done SQL and would want to discuss? Mark the attendance, guys. Those who have not marked, please mark your attendance. So for basic level, even if you can understand this, maybe order by, group by.
Students, I hope you all marking your attendance. Make sure that you all mark the attendance. Sir Umar sir, you're done for the day?
Yeah, ma'am, I'm done for the day. I was already for the queries and questions.
Okay.
I'll answer. If there's no, then I'm done.
Okay, sir. So thank you, sir. So
Okay.
students, that's what. So students, if you have any queries, kindly chat in the chat so that Umar sir will reply for your questions. We'll wait for 5 minutes. So if you have any query, kindly chat on the chat.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So I hope there is no questions, and also you all mark your attendance. Again, I have shared the link. If you have not marked the attendance, kindly mark and disconnect the session.
Okay,
So,
I'll leave them.
yes, sir. You can drop the session. Thank you so much, sir. We'll meet again by tomorrow. So, students, that's what I have shared the link again on the chat. Kindly mark your attendance and drop the session. I'm seeing the people are marking the attendance and they are dropping. So I hope you all mark the attendance so that we'll wind up for the day. We'll again meet by tomorrow. Okay. Thank you all. Good night.